Social Security is sending big checks, meanwhile possibly delaying payments for millions of beneficiaries and maybe even denying services. Well, it's all highlighted right here in this article, which I will be popping up on the screen for you in just a minute, so you can see exactly what they're saying and why is this happening in the first place? Yeah, exactly. However, this is going to sound really weird. This may actually be a good thing for some beneficiaries. Again, I know that sounds very odd. Now, give me just a simple yes or no down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you if you want to share. Do you feel like some of the announcements coming out of Social Security so far this year are very weird? I don't know. Something about this seems very weird and very fishy to me with all this that's happening. Like this right here. Who would have thought this? Seriously, right? Sending out huge payments to a couple million people, meanwhile possibly denying services and maybe even delaying checks for others? Something about that just seems very weird. Anyway, we're going to talk about all the details here. I'll break this down, and then again, I'll even point out the little bit of a silver lining that may be out there for some people out of this weirdness coming out of Social Security. Anyway, let's pop this article up right here, right now. You can see the details of this, and you can follow along. You can read it, whatever you want, but just check out the details here. I will point out the key points that I want to share with you. Okay, so a couple days ago, you heard me talk about the remaining roughly 1 million payments that need to go out in the form of these lump sum payments for the Social Security Fairness Act beneficiaries, right? It's about 1 million people that they need to manually go through and distribute to these people because they're complicated situations. Well, that's taking up a lot of staffing power, a lot of personnel power within Social Security because they need to manually work on these. About 1 million cases. How long is that going to take? It's going to take a long time, right? Well, anyway, as you heard me talk about the other day in another video, the acting commissioner, Frank Bisignano, was out in an interview. And again, I talked about this the other day, and I had that article for you showing it. But anyway, he was out in an interview, and he said, by the end of June, so before July, that's like only a few weeks out, right? I mean, it's coming fast, right? Anyway, by the end of this month and before July, they want to have all of these payments out to the respective beneficiaries, the lump sum payments to these individuals. Because this is causing so much staffing and personnel power within Social Security to manually figure these out and to manually distribute these payments and to, get all these complicated situations hammered out here. Basically what they're doing is they're relinquishing other services, again, according to the article. They're relinquishing other services because the priority is getting these lump sum payments out to the respective beneficiaries. About 1 million people. It's definitely not everybody. Unfortunately, it would be very, very nice if it were everybody. However, with that being said, according to the article there, you could see they basically told staffing that maybe they shouldn't spend time or maybe they shouldn't focus their attention on like direct deposit changes and the overpayments, that whole situation, right? The whole overpayment, the 50% and the 100% and the 10%. It's all over the place, the nutso situation with that we've talked about many times over the last 3 or so months since this was originally announced. But basically taking that manpower or the staffing power within Social Security and assigning them to other higher priority items, which in this case happens to be the payments going out to these individuals for the Fairness Act lump sum payments, right? So even though if you're not one of the beneficiaries getting one of these lump sum payments from the Fairness Act passage and signing into law back at the beginning of the year, right? We've talked about that many times. If you're not one of those people, but if you are somebody who's maybe impacted by, an overpayment or something like that, it may actually be kind of a good thing because they're not going to be hounding you. They're not going to be bothering you. They may not be sending out those overpayment letters on time and right away to the people like they were going to be doing, right? So point about this is that because they have so much focus on these payments going out by the end of this month, literally in the next 3 weeks or so before the start of July, it's taking attention off of other aspects. Now, some of the staff within Social Security has indicated, hey, this is going to delay payments. Now, what they mean by that is not necessarily payments that are already going out to beneficiaries because those are all automated. Nobody sits there and manually sends those out. Those are all automated, right? And they've been that way for a while. But what they're talking about is new applications that are coming in, which, by the way, about 11,000 seniors every single day, about 400, well, it's a little less than 400,000 seniors a month are becoming eligible for Social Security. It's a lot of applications, right? Anyway, what they're suggesting is that maybe because of all of this allocation of personnel power into distributing these lump sum payments, that this could possibly delay the processing of applications, and then those beneficiaries waiting for their first payments because they're super excited, enrolling in, filing for, claiming their Social Security payment. And in this case, they're like, sorry, we've got other priorities right now, and we're actually not going to send that out yet, right? We're going to work on these other things right now. So that's what they're talking about as far as potential delays to payments. And that easily could, right? So generally when it comes down to retirement benefits and the filing for those in the application process, it's a relatively fast process. From the time that the application is sent in until the first checks arrive, it's relatively quick compared to other types of benefits like, for example, SSDI, which is a huge waiting time frame and a lot of denials that are also along with that. When it comes down to retirement benefit, there's not really denials that go with that. Like either you're qualified or you're not, and you claim it or not. That's kind of how it goes. You kind of get your benefit when you file for it. But when it comes down to SSDI, that's more of an application process like, are you going to be awarded those benefits or not based on your situation, the severity of the disability, and other factors of it, right? There's a lot of moving parts there, and that takes a very long time to go through that, right? About seven plus months for the initial review on a disability application. Anyway, interesting. Now, hey, if you need any help with your Medicare, or if you have any questions on your Medicare, or simply just want to save money, possibly get better coverages, things like that, utilize this service. Seriously, right there, it's free, 100% free. A simple 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe 30-minute phone call could possibly grab you better coverages and maybe even get you a whole lot of money savings. In fact, the average senior that is calling them is saving $1,100 of savings just by getting a review and looking at their Medicare coverages and their plans. That's incredible. Over $1,000 of average savings from calling them from a simple phone call. That's incredible. Seriously, please utilize that. It's totally free. You can connect with an advisor. They will look through your personal situation to find you the best plan at the best price with the best coverages and the best fit for you and your personal needs. So you can see the doctors you want, the providers you want to see, the networks you want to be within, the offices, the clinics you want to visit in your local area, as well as the prescription needs if you have any at all. And they will find you the best plan with the best fit for you. Remember, we all need something different. That is the power of having the right plan. And statistically speaking, 90% of seniors are on the wrong plan. You don't want to be in that position, okay? Please utilize this. It's a partnership we have here to help you with your Medicare. Again, supplements, Medicare, Medicare Part D, Medigap plans, Medicare Advantage, initial enrollment into Medicare if you're turning 65 or if you're retiring. They've got it all. They can help you with all of it. And again, it's a free service to help you navigate this. Please don't try to hack this out yourself. You can, but I wouldn't advise that, okay? Let me give you a quick little pro tip. Annual enrollment is coming in just a few months. It's not that far away, okay? There's going to be 70 million seniors who are going to be reviewing and shopping their plans during annual enrollment. If you wait until then, you're going to be at the back of the line. Please don't be at the back of the line. How can you front run the line? How can you be at the front of the line? Right here. Call them now. Establish that communication now. Have a conversation, have them review your situation, just have them look at what you have going on. When you call them, they'll be able to do that now. You can get to the front of the line by calling them, establishing communication, and when you come back in 3-4 months, whatever, when annual enrollment is opened up and you connect with them again, you're at the front of the line at that point. You've got 70 million seniors behind you at that point. That's incredible. You can be the first person through the door, but you got to make that phone call now. If you wait, you get pushed further and further and further back into the line. You don't want to be in that position, okay? It's going to be absolute chaos during annual enrollment. They're going to be swamped. Be fair with you. They will be 100% swamped. But if you call them now, it's a little bit of a slower time of year right now. If you call them now, they'll have the time to talk to you, to spend with you, to review your plan and what you need, your available options. and then they'll present you your options with that. Incredible. Seriously, please call them now. Do yourself a huge, huge favor. I already have my parents call. My parents, I told them, hey, you don't want to be at the back of the line of 70 million people. My parents are in this position too. I said, call them now. And I had my parents call, and they did. They got all their situations set up. They're ready to roll. When annual enrollment comes in, literally, they're at the front of the line, just like you. It's awesome. Seriously. Please do yourself a huge favor and establish that. Otherwise, who do you know? Just think of 1, 2, or 3 people that you know, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, your favorite coworker, your favorite cashier at the local grocery store or pharmacy, anybody like that. Go ahead and share that with them as well so they can also take advantage of that exclusive phone number and get you the right plan. Just think of the power of having the right plan rather than just some random plan. It's incredible. Anyway, if you're new here, if you've not done so yet, please consider subscribing. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button down below. Check out the other nearly 6,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or popping up on your screen. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the next